Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. Today is going to be like coffee time. It's going to be multiple subjects. I want to go real quick. I forgot they are now. I didn't write them down. But I want everybody to be safe. Oh, I know what they are. We're going to talk about these two things. This may not be a long video, but please, when you're coming to the Philippines, rethink sometimes. Do not be slave to the Philippines. Do not be slave to your home. Do not be slave to your house. Do not be slave to the animals. Do not be slave to your property. Do not be slave to anything that you have here. If you remember back in the day you were in the States, you were slave to your house, your home, your cars, your vehicles, all the things that you were slave to. Mowing the yard, keeping the yard straight, making sure your flowers are good, make sure your homeowner association people are happy, painting, all the things that you do there. Make sure you don't become slave here in the Philippines, because it's so easy to get involved in it. I find myself in the same situation sometimes. I have a house, I have two houses right here on the same property, and then I have this house, I have flowers, I have yard, we have turkeys now, we have a dog, we have a R in school. So it's really hard to manage and get all that stuff done and say you want to take a vacation. How long can you go? Week, day, month? Not really. If you have turkeys and animals, so say you have someone here to take care of them. Well, that means you're living on your property and or family coming by taking care of them. Well, sometimes family will come by and sometimes they will not. They'll forget or not do it. And maybe it's not that important to them. So make sure you really think about this before you start saying, okay, I'm going to build a house, I'm going to get a real big house, and I'm going to spend 3-4 million peso. You spend 3-4 million peso on a house, and then all of a sudden you're cleaning it. And you find out it's the house. I mean, like me, I had over a 3,000 square foot house in Florida, and I was slave to it. I was slave to the 5 acres that I had. I had things that we were cutting and selling and things like that. I was slave to that. And I found I couldn't even really go on vacation. I want to go to Keys, but no, because I had to come back, make sure the cutters cut the plants properly, make sure all these things were happening properly. And then I had a job on top of all of it. So I found myself always slave to the vehicles, washing the vehicles, make sure they're clean, make sure, because I had to have a nice, clean car, right? So it was like I was slave. So when I left there, I said, no more, no more, no more. I don't care about no yard. I don't care about no car. I don't care about washing it. If I have clothes that's washed, I'm going to put them on. If I need to do laundry, I'll do it whenever I want to do. I'm not going to be slave to this country and making sure everything is done properly. Well, guess what? No matter what you do, you still become slave. No matter what you say. We have probably 100 plants out here. Maybe more, maybe 200 plants. Well, Ruth is slave to the plants. She's got turkeys. She's slave to the turkeys. Then she has a cake business she's running. Then she has 2 or 3 other things, sidelines, hustles she's doing, trying to make a couple of bucks. And so you find yourself doing these things, and then you find yourself saying, why did I build such a house? I know when I turn 70, I can't climb those stairs. I can't go to the 2nd floor or 3rd floor. I mean, I'm going to have a hard time with my bad knee now, right? So really think about what you do and what you build. Maybe just need to rent. Pay that $100 or $200 a month or $300 a month and pay that and just rent something and you have it. That way you don't have to worry about it. And that way you're not slave to your property. Do not be slave to the things that you have. That is the worst thing in the world. I got to tell you, I can vouch for that. Mowing the yard, it has to be mowed every week. Well, then you're slave if you have pigs. Then you're slave to the chickens. Then you're slave to the roosters. Then you're slave to your farming. If I was going to do that, I'd do that in the States. If I had that, I'd do that in the States. But why do that? You're supposed to be retired and happy and not doing all the things that you do, right? You don't want to be doing all that stuff, right? All right, so the next subject coming up here, we're going to talk about this. I want everybody to think about this. I want everybody to realize that we're not in Kansas. We're not in a country that sometimes things happen. If something happens to your property and you need to call the police, can you call the police? How long would it take for them to get there? All right, story. True story. First one I want to talk about is a guy here called Red Zone. He has a small channel here, a great channel here in the Philippines. He's down in Mindinao. I had somebody come up to his house last night that thinks it's a robbery or murder. So please be careful with that. Please always be aware of your surroundings. Getting a dog is not solving the issue. Getting a high fence with barbed wire will not solve the issue, because all I have to do is cut the fence. Because they got these portable cutters now, portable welders that you can actually cut using fire from a lighter, and you can cut steel. You can cut that. You can cut chain link. You can cut the conduit. You can cut all those things. So you really have to think about that. You have to really think about, okay, protect yourself. Okay, how are you going to protect yourself? You hire a security guard 24 hours a day? Well, you can do that. But really, you have to think about it. All right, that's story number one. He thought last night, that's just another. All right, another story. A friend of mine lives in Bohol. He has a house up and out and away, up in clearing the mountain. So he was how can I say, 3 men home invasion. I was trying to think the words. With guns, came in and robbed him last night. You don't really know. It took everything. It took everything he had. Now that is the third. No, it's more than that. There's quite a few people that's telling me that that's happened to me. A man last week lost everything he had in his house in a subdivision, gated community. They thought it was an internal job because who can just get in there? But I think it was somebody that worked on the building the house or something like that. Anyway, they knew he was gone. They robbed his property and took everything in the house: TVs, mixers, bowls, plates, silverware, the things you cook rice in, rice cookers, drills, tools, everything that was matched to the house. It's loaded it up and it's gone, and nobody saw anything. So it happens. Anyway, this gentleman this morning was robbed, and he said that it was strange that everything that he had is gone. They took it all. I mean, they tied him up and put him in a room. He thought he was going to be a goner, but they tied him up, put him in a room, and everything was fine. But it's just one of those things that he's okay, but trauma. Now they're thinking about, in this house they built in the subdivision there, or up in the mountain, was kind of like they had a community up in there. There was another American living over there. There's another American living over there, and they kind of watch each other's properties, things like that. It's kind of like one road in, one road out. So they kind of, and then it branches out to the different areas, different farms, different places. And so he found himself now in unfamiliar territory. He's debating, should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? Should I move? I don't really know. But really, even Ruth and I, the reason we put up this fence is we've had visitors come, and this is nothing. People ask, why'd you put barbed wire up? Well, I didn't want to really say. I put it up because. So, to keep people not coming in, I don't know if you can see the top of that fence. There's a reason why that's razor blades on the top of that fence there. But they could easily cut that chain link with that welder lighter. It's a lighter. It takes blue flame, turns a lighter. It only lasts anywhere from probably 1 to 2 minutes. But it slices like a knife. You just cut it. But you can cut any steel, rebar. It'll cut anything. Those guys use those things. They're really fast. It's a new thing they've got now, so they can easily cut any kind of steel, any kind of metal, anything. Cameras would be a thing that I would think about, but then wear a hat and a mask, how can you tell? So I just tell everybody, I'm warning everybody, do not just come here and be complacent and think everything's okay, and it's like the States where you can open your door at night. In Florida, believe it or not, I never did lock my door. There's no reason to. I never had no problem. Never had a problem ever. But here, you got to be able to lock. Make sure you lock your doors. Have plenty of solar lights out. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 10, 11, 12. I have 12 solar lights. You come on my property, I have motion sensors. I have 13, 14 now. I just remember 2 more. 14 lights. So you come on my property, it's lit up like a Christmas tree, and you could see this property a mile away if you need to, because I got it on poles. So that's what you have to do. Well, that's another thing you got to think about. So just, I'm telling the guys, you build a house here, think of that stuff like that. God bless you, and I'll see you guys next time on Tom.